There's a reason we call this the Death Piles and Taxes podcast.
Well, why do we call it that, Adam?
Because for the rest of your life, and even the year that you die, you have to file your taxes.
Well, I got a guy that does that for me.
That's right, because here at Adam Up Accounting, that's what we do. We take care of taxes. We're very familiar with online retailers. Even if you're listening because you enjoy the sultry sounds of Derek Everett, we will take care of your taxes. Check us out online, adamupaccounting.com. The social medias, we will help make sure that you file your taxes timely and enjoy the process.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Welcome, Death Piles and Taxes, episode 8,416.
Oh, I thought we were 8,417.
We're getting close.
Let's get that recounted. Adam, and just like that, the cat came back the very next day.
Okay. We had mail call just a minute ago. I'm sure you're going to go into something. Man, any better? I mean, today's an amazing day.
Any better today? Every day is a great day here at Death Piles and Taxes. Sitting here at the illustrious Adam Up Accounting Studios for all my tax needs. I noticed the movie set, man, across the street. When it was coming in, they were packing up and getting out of Dodge.
Oh,
Wow.
we're back on it.
What was that? Like the two-week hiatus is over?
Like the 6-week hiatus is over.
I don't want to be that guy, but if you go back and listen a few episodes back, I called it.
You did call it. Yeah, the movie is packing up finally. They're getting out of Dodge. We're back on the dooskies. Big mail day today. Got a check in the mail. Had my wings. It was a great day.
Yeah, well, I mean, now we're going to cap it off with a Death Piles and Taxes season spectacular. I'd feel remiss, Adam, if I didn't say, how was your Independence Day?
It was great. I mean, we're starting Q3 off strong. Fireworks show were different this year. A little different. The big ones, you couldn't go to the park, kind of the same thing we've done for years. So we did a little something different. We stayed at home. Where we live, you can see a lot of the fireworks, so we stayed at home and watched.
Oh yeah, up high on that mountain, you can probably see Alabama from up where you live.
It was close. You could see Texas is about as far as we can get. We stayed there at home. We walked up the mountain a little bit, brought some chairs. Man, I can tell you what, there's a lot of money getting blown up last weekend. A lot of money.
That's where we talk about disposable income and people in America that have, I don't know if it's too much, I don't know where you want to stand on things, but we definitely don't use things and we'll discard things without thinking twice. If you're gonna burn up a couple $100 just to celebrate your independence, then you might as well come over and spend some of that at my eBay store where we're at.
There were a lot of hundreds of dollars. There was tens of hundreds of dollars that were blown up in the air.
Now you know me and my history with fireworks and things. Guess when the last time I bought a firework was?
It was probably I sent you the picture. It was us in wherever we go, Evanston. Was it 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Yeah, it was right in that range. So I've changed my ways and haven't lit. I've lit fireworks, but I have not purchased one probably since about that 5, 6 years ago.
Online retailer related. I'll be honest. I've been buying a lot. I've been doing a lot of buying, getting ready to do some flipping.
How much flipping have you been doing?
You know what? We're a lot about the slow dime, not the fast nickel. Right now in the preparation status, sending off a lot of things. Got a nice email back saying that some of my cards are getting graded. It's the equivalent right now. I'm cleaning my product. I'm getting it ready. It's going to be show ready when it's done.
Oh, I like that, show ready. So Adam's pretty much all in on cards. I don't know if you've been keeping up with any of your other stuff, or is it just straight you're on cards now?
It's just been there. I still haven't made the venture back. Everything is really weird right now, and we're kind of getting that secondary spike. You wear masks just about everywhere you go now. So I just haven't ventured back into to try and get any other product. It's hard to resell when you don't have much stuff going.
You got that empty wagon, there's not much to get.
But let's be honest, I still have a pretty full wagon over here in the other room, which we did sell a couple things last week. So, it's not like we've turned off the faucet.
Well, that's good. I've been purchasing as well. I got some interesting stuff going on. I bought a card off a guy on Mercari, and he sent me the wrong item. He sent me a Jorge Posada signed card instead of my Ichiro rookie card.
Okay.
Which,
They pay Jorge.
good for me, right? That's obviously a better value for the dollars I paid. So I contacted him and I said, hey man, you sent me the wrong item, which means he sent the other guy a wrong item too.
Yeah.
Just mixed them up or whatever. And his reply was a few expletives, and so I was like, well, I don't know how to take that. So I just kind of let it lie. And then a little while later, he's like, oh, sorry about that. We'll figure it out. So okay. And he's like, well, if you can just send it to this other guy, and this other guy will send it to you, that would work out. And I said, yeah, just give me a shipping label and let me know tracking information when he's sending stuff.
Yeah.
Then a little while later, he comes back. He's like, yeah, Mercari says you have to just return the item. So okay.
Which that makes more sense.
Which makes more sense, and then whatever. And so I'm waiting, and so finally I said, I need a shipping label, or some way to return this.
Yeah.
He's blocked me now.
He's blocked you.
So now I'm blocked on the card from this guy, so I guess I'm just keeping the card, which doesn't really work for people, so I wanted to address customer service.
I'm glad you did that, because I've been buying a lot of stuff from Mercari also.
Now, Mercari, eBay, wherever it's at, if your customers have questions, maybe they're not as familiar with the platform as you are, or maybe, there's all sorts of different things going on, of course. Probably don't respond with F-bombs.
Expletives.
And, even if it's not personal or whatever, that just could turn a few people off, or you don't know if kids are buying from you, if grandma's buying from you. It's just probably not good business practice, but whatever. And then when they say, hey, how do I do this? To go ahead and block them isn't going to solve your problem. I'm not going to reach out to Mercari. I'm just going to keep the card. I don't know. The guy was from Alaska. I'm sure the cost of shipping from here to Alaska, I guess first class is first class maybe, but he did a good job packaging and everything. But I'd imagine he'd want the items back. So I don't know why. I went to respond.
Bad day.
Went to respond to him again and be like, hey, how do you want to make this happen? I just want to make sure I get my item back or my money back or whatever. And came up with a bend block kind of thing. So okay, I'm just going to leave it at that.
I guess right now, for your situation, you're to the better of it. If you were the other guy, I'd be a little more ticked off.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe the other guy was a little more salty with him. Maybe the other guy was a little more upset. He just blocked both and said, figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he didn't know that he was going to have to pay the return shipment. I don't know. It happens, right? Especially if you're selling cards. One of the things I like to do is whenever I package something, I just handwrite what it is on there, even if it's shorthand, just so when I go to ship it, I know what it is. I've made the same mistake before, right? I've shipped things to the wrong people, and it is kind of one of those things where you have to say, all right, my bad, ship it back, take a return. It's a little embarrassing, but it happens, especially if you sell enough things.
And nobody was there. You weren't, criticizing them.
No,
it was just simply letting them know.
That's the thing. I was the guy that gave him the heads up on it to let him know before the other guy got it. He was going to be more upset.
Yeah.
I understand it, I get it. So yeah, I don't know what happened there, but also I know we talked a lot about eBay. Same thing, right? If you have somebody reaching out to you on eBay or whatever, even if it's ruining your day and you're just not in a good mood, don't want to hear it, don't take it out on the guy that's buying it from you, the people buying it from you. Be professional. You don't have to give them a big life story. You can say, yeah, just return it or something like that. You don't have to give them step by step on how to return it or here's the easiest post office that you can drive through and put it back in the mail. But be professional and be kind with people, because you never know if this guy had done, maybe I want this Jorge Posada card. Maybe I tell the guy, hey, what else do you got? And I keep buying from him, because then we'd have an open dialogue, which happens sometimes when you're buying from people and talking with them, chatting them up. Right now, I'm not, ever I do get unblocked, I'm not prone to go and say, hey, what else you got? I want to do business with you again. Kind of leaves that weird taste in your mouth, especially when I can't say, well, he's doing that because when he told me to, go do whatever with myself or whatever, I responded back in kind. No, I just kind of said, well, I'm here to help you, buddy. What do you want to do? So, interesting. Some people sometimes, I get it, have bad moods, but our Death Piles and Taxes listeners, don't be those people.
No. I'm glad you said that in customer service. I've got several items. I've been reviewing them and just saying, hey, they did a great job. But I'm going to show you something. I really like the way that this guy did this. I've gotten several packages here, but notice what they did on this shipping label. Right there at the top.
Ooh, they put on their they put a website on there so you can go find their stuff.
They put their website right on the shipping package.
That is pretty smart.
So that you're, and that's totally fine, totally legal, legit.
Oh yeah, that's just smart.
That's just smart. Now you're taking sellers that are going off of a certain platform.
So is that an eBay purchase?
That was a Mercari purchase.
Okay.
Which, if you're out there and you haven't purchased anything on Mercari, I would definitely encourage it. There's a lot of items on there. Again, we're in this transition phase. People adapt, they get better. eBay's still, the king of kings, but there are some secondary things that through Sellhound, I've been able to find different platforms.
Yeah. You fetched a little bit, have you?
I've been fetching a lot lately. Mercari's got a lot of the goods that I've been looking for, so get on there and see what you can find.
I kind of treat Mercari like a big yard sale. I know there's different platforms. You got your offer ups and some places like that are a little more that way, but this is like a big yard sale ish. The prices seem to be that way, but it's multi-state,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's multi-country, but you're able to find it source. If you're looking to source and you're a little nervous about going back to thrift stores, I think we're all, depending where we're at, kind of in that way. Maybe you don't want to go to the yard sales because who knows who's going to be there. Different people have different comfort levels, of course, but Mercari's been really good. I've been able to make some what is it, a slice of fat hog? Is that what we call it nowadays?
Cutting a fat hog.
I've been able to cut a few fat hogs. I know that you've been on there as well. I know our buddy Painter's been on there as well. So sooner or later the secret will get out and the prices will skyrocket because that's just how things go. But right now you can go over to Mercari. You can purchase things for a pretty fair rate for the most part, and you can just take it directly to eBay and make a profit. I mean, that easy.
I like it too because I have like my saved searches. Like I said, I've been hitting on these different item searches, and I search one set of requirements, but then I also like downgraded it. So I put it in like a PSA 10. It's like the greatest, highest grade that there is, and I have an automatic save search. So every day I'll go on there and look at the new things that were listed. But I also put in there the same search with a PSA 9, so it's kind of the next level down, so I'm able to find more goods. This is kind of the way I've been thinking about it. It costs $10 minimum to have a card graded. If I can find cards on Mercari that are already graded for, $15 to $20, essentially that cuts out the time period. Plus, I'm going to pay half of that anyways to get a card graded. So I've been learning a lot on there so that when I get my stuff back, I kind of know how to sell, the best way to do it, and plus kind of filling up that wagon quicker than I have in the past.
Yeah, I think there's people that just either inherit things, get tired of collecting things, or maybe they bought storage units and things, and they'll sell things like cards, like Adam's saying, minimum $10 to get it graded anymore, or maybe $9 if you find the right sell on the right day, but if you can get it for $5 and you can turn around and sell it for $10, I mean, it's just, you can't, as my wife said at the yard sale, so I haven't gotten to my yard sale story, but my wife looked at me at one point during the yard sale and said, you can't make it for that price.
No.
Somebody was trying to negotiate with us on some things, and it made me laugh. So, I don't want to be telling too many tales out of school, but our buddy Painter, who's a proud member of the Husky section, has been buying things on Mercari, bundling them up,
yes,
and selling them over on eBay. And I think that's a wise decision. I think it's a smart move. I don't want everyone doing it. He has a little beef. Me and him have a beef with Gary right now, with your buddy Vanderchuck. So
hey, he's your tweeter buddy.
I know. I'm about ready to vocalize. He's creeping. He's creeping where he ought not be creeping, and he's about ready to get his forearm to the back when he's not looking for either me or Painter, and the other one's going to finish him with that DDT or pile driver. We haven't discussed it yet, but
is he getting into your? I know he's heavy into the card space, but
he's getting into cards. He's getting into wrestling cards, and we don't want our market flooded. We're doing just fine without his people being over there saturating our market. So
well, I'll throw this in because I know, like I said, you're a new boss, big Star Wars guy. Just looking on my save searches. I mean, here's this. I don't know, this 1977 Star Wars, the Star Warriors. Pretty cool card. It's got the Wookiee, I think that's his name, right? The guy that's all the hairy guy. Chewbacca. Harrison Ford, I do know that. But, here's this graded card for $13.
And you let me know how that goes for you.
Well, I'm just letting you, if I were in your situation, here's a $13.
If you were in my situation, you'd make a lot more choices than buying a Wookiee card for your boss.
Well, but I'm just letting you know, here's a $13 grease the wheel kind of thing that, that's it.
Part of my problem is this nose doesn't get too brown, so it's going to probably stay that way.
I'm just letting you know, that's a fair, get the guy involved, let him know kind of what you're doing. It's always easier to I think they call it hunt with honey instead of vinegar, right?
It is.
I'm just letting you know, just trying to.
I've tried massive honey amounts before, so I'm going to stick with my vinegar for a little while longer.
Gaylord amounts.
So, no, there's there's a treasure for every trove. So, if you're into the Star Wars, and why wouldn't you be? Definitely cards out there for you. Have you watched the Hamilton yet, Adam?
No.
Are you a Disney Plus guy?
I have Disney Plus, but I've not seen Hamilton. I don't even know.
What are you waiting for?
I don't know. I did watch Mary Poppins.
Okay.
I'm a big Mary Poppins guy.
No, you're more into the British side of celebrating independence than the American Revolution side.
I just haven't seen it yet. No, it's not on my radar.
Can't talk about it with you for 20 minutes here then.
Okay. Well,
move on to the next topic.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Well, we did a yard sale, Adam. I had a yard sale.
Was it up at your mother-in-law's?
I was up at my mother-in-law's. I've been skeptical. I've been kind of hesitant about getting back, but when the family was having a yard sale, I had a lot of dead stock and some things I just did not want to list.
So how did that go for you?
Well,
maybe what you can do is, because I'm sure everyone here, I don't know if you ever had a yard sale, like had your own legitimate yard sale, which, just to let you know, we need to correspond because I believe we're going to have another yard sale at our house.
Ooh, I got some stuff that didn't sell.
Probably here in the next, I'm guessing maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks in the next short while. We've been cleaning the house, getting ready. We've got that. I think I'm going to take a lot of this eBay stuff, see if we can unload some of it. Because like I said, I really like what Brian said, which I like the sports card episode, the 4th. You got to do something you like, and I think I found what I like. Well, I like buying. Everybody likes buying. I like getting ready to sell, but we're gonna have a yard sale. We've got a lot of decor. I'm gonna have some different dead stocks. Got some. You tell me. I'm debating on this. We've got a really nice dresser that came from my great aunt. It's literally, I think it's about 65 years old.
Okay.
Fully, it's made out of real wood. It's huge. It's very, very long. It has a ginormous mirror. My father-in-law, he redid it. He put this really nice black stain on it. It's really, really good. It's too big for a lot of the rooms that we have. So we're debating on selling it or putting it down in the basement and maybe one day letting my daughter use it.
Maybe one day your daughter will want it.
When we finish the basement, so we can put it in her room, but again, it's one of those things I don't know if you hold on to it. My guess is it'd probably fetch $350, maybe $400.
That's the thing. How hungry are you, and how big's the demand for it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to.
It doesn't hurt to have it available.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to drag everything out and have it. I don't know. Is it in your garage?
It is sitting in the garage.
It doesn't hurt to have a little price tag on it if somebody's interested in negotiating. If not,
so we're going to have a garage sale. How did your garage sale? Walk me through the process of how you got ready. Really like the nuts and bolts of it. So
Sure.
Listeners understand that process.
Yeah, I know a lot of people go and buy from yard sales, and it's nothing. Depending where you're at, it could be a boot sale, a trunk sale, a yard sale, a garage sale, estate sale. Sometimes get lumped into that same category. Basically, the in-laws said, "Hey, we're going to get rid of some stuff on this day. We're going to have a yard sale, and are you interested in participating?" And like Adam said, I have a lot of stuff that I just haven't got listed, and kind of lost interest in listing. And I thought, well, if I can sell this stuff, basically I was just trying to break even when it came to clothes, and I got a bunch of those handbags, the purses that we've talked about.
Yeah, it's true.
So I said, yeah, I got plenty of stuff. Got some video games and some CDs, DVDs that just haven't went or didn't go like I thought they would. So first you got to kind of put together what you're selling. And so you got to get it all together, kind of, I guess, visualize in your head what you want to get rid of, go through the house. What are some things you haven't used you don't want to sell on eBay or Mercari, you don't want to ship. Then the rest of the in-laws were in charge of the signage.
Okay.
So they put together some pretty creative signs. They had like, I don't know, Dos Equis man that I don't usually go to yard sales, but when I do, I turn here. And, Baby Yoda will cry if you don't come to this yard sale or those kind of things, So there was pretty creative, eye-catching signs. Obviously, you got to figure out in your county, town, wherever, if you're allowed to put up signs, some places have zones, some don't. So know all your rules and regulations. And then I hit up the Facebook Marketplace, right? So I hit up all the local yard sales. I hit up the local classified ads and just put, we're having. I think I put purses, DVDs, and video games. Oh my! You want to do something that's gonna catch people's attention, right?
Okay.
You don't want to put. I got a bunch of trashy stuff that I didn't even want to put on eBay. Come get. And so we all, usually start fairly early. So we got together, had some tarps, put out all your stuff. Mother-in-law had a bunch of tables, so we loaded the wagon up. And beforehand, I went to the bank and got some change.
Some cash.
Because people are going to want to have some change. You're going to be negotiating. You're going to need some low dollar bills, and you're also going to need some nickels and dimes, 20 spot. The nice thing is Venmo now, because a lot of people will just pay you with Venmo.
Okay.
Which was nice when you negotiate whatever. Or there's other people there that didn't have, because it was multifamily, had a few of the neighbors that didn't have a Venmo. They just said, hey, if they pay you with a Venmo, will you give me the $20 or whatever? So we're able to help out and do that a little bit. Depending on where you're at, I don't know if this is just, I'm sure it's regional, but somewhat more specific to here. People like to barter. And sometimes people just want to barter to have a good deal. So I'm having my purses, and now I'm into these purses, $4 a purse.
Yes.
And I'm just wanting to get rid of them. So basically, I start off with $10 and let them barter me down to $5. Or I'd go, 2 for 10.
Was that the nice way of saying that people here are cheap? Was that what you were saying?
People here are cheap. They got lots of kids. They don't have a lot of money, some of them. It's rough time.
Allegedly.
No, they do. There's kids all over the place.
Yes.
You can't throw a dead cat and not hit a kid in this county. But try it. Don't try it with a dead cat. That's just something people used to say. I don't know why.
You can't say that anymore.
You can't swing an arm and not hit a kid upside the head.
Was that a child abuse comment?
Not intentionally.
Okay.
So there's just a lot of kids. And when you have a lot of kids and large families, there's usually not a lot of money, which, just generally speaking. And so a lot of people are looking for deals, and they're going out for yard sales to find deals. When I go to yard sales, I haggle. I'm just as cheap as anybody, and I don't have 20 kids in my van. So I don't know if it's cultural. I don't know what it is. And so when they come and they're looking, you kind of have to engage them, and they can what you after, what you're looking for,
A little bit of everything, yeah.
A little bit of everything. And then comes the negotiation. I had one lady that had like 6 purses, and she's like trying to negotiate down. I said, I'll do it for $4, which means I'm breaking even and just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, she'd only wanted to do 3. I said, well, I'm not going to do that. And then, after back and forth, if she's going to put them back, I don't care.
Yeah, go ahead and put them
I
back.
don't care. She ended up buying them. But
yes.
One thing a guy did when we first opened, I had some old Nintendo games and stuff.
What time did you open?
I think we started at 8, which was little. I probably went more 7-ish if I was in charge, but whereas everybody, we went 8 to about 1.
Okay.
And I mean, it gets hot, but then at the end, it was pretty steady flow.
Okay.
Some people wearing their masks, some not, all hand sanitizer. I was wondering with everything going on, how many people would actually show up. I think it was a pretty good amount. It was a nice day and probably not a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
Which again, depends where you're at, what's going on during these times of who's going to show up and who's not, and if it's smart to or not. So I know this is nationwide podcast or worldwide.
Ooh.
Different people.
I don't want to derail, but I wonder what yard sales are like in other countries.
They don't have them as much because people don't get rid of their crap and don't just have abundancy like we do here of waste. They buy something and they use it, and they don't get another one until they need a new one.
That makes sense.
I've looked into this.
Wow.
Even like
Knowledge.
in Europe or the UK, there's very few thrift stores, and when they do have a yard sale, they call them boot sales because the back of your trunk is a boot.
We'll get into that. I don't want to derail you from your thing. We'll come back to that.
And we just waste a lot here. So, the guy was trying to buy these video games, and I was going pretty cheap because I just wanted to get rid of them. I'd had them listed forever; they weren't going. And so he's, whatever. So I give him a number, and he tries to give me a $50 bill for some change. Now, mind you, I don't have change for a 50 anyways, and it was probably like $13 or something, right?
Yeah.
I grabbed the bill. It's obviously fake.
Oh, really?
It's fake. It's paper. Now, people say, well, how do you know? How do you know? Well, like, fill a dollar bill if you don't have a 50. They all feel the same. Money feels like money. And then you fill a piece of paper. There's a different feel.
Yeah, it's like almost cottony.
And so I was like, nope. And then I turned to my wife and I'm like, yeah, that's a fake 50 again. So she went and made the rounds to the other people there. That the homeboy was just trying to buy something and break the 50
Ooh.
and get some change. And,
Some people.
And so I was able to get him to pay me with lower currency. So he must have wanted the video games. But I probably should, hindsight, maybe should have got the cops involved on that one.
I'd say that's the next point. That's what I would do.
Because I'm sure he went down the road and was trying to do that all day long. But I didn't. I was kind of caught off guard a little bit, a little surprised by that.
I can see that.
And it was pretty good clothing for whatever reason. Usually at yard sales in the past, people are going through the clothes, want the clothes. Very slow, rough day for clothes. Not a lot of people interested in that. And then, whenever you decide you're over, you can send out text message or your Facebook stuff or whatever. They're like, everything's $1. Come get it before we have to haul it off. A lot of thrift stores aren't open right now, so to be able, or taking donations, you have to make
An appointment.
appointments and stuff. So it wasn't like you could just go dump it off. Traditionally, at the end of the yard sale, you just load everything up and go donate it, right?
So how much do you think you walked away with? I know you said it was multifamily. How many families are we talking?
There's 4 or 5 families. Total, I think me and my wife did the best. Obviously, we had the purses. And I think everyone that came had one of the purses. We had kids that showed up. I don't know where they get money, but they were buying purses for their moms.
Ooh, good
and
idea.
things. And we did, we probably did about 150 or so.
Okay.
Which, for junk that you just don't want to list and get rid of.
There you go.
A lot of it was recouping costs from what we'd spent, but we did fairly well.
Some costs.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing of, you get these death piles, and you go through them, and you're like, man, I'm never going to list this. I don't know why I bought this, or I didn't list this fast enough. It's not trendy. It's not worth what I thought it was worth at this point. Just go get rid of it. I mean, if you're not going to donate it, have your little yard sale, clean your house up a little bit, spruce it up.
It's, that's all good information. I appreciate it. What we'll have to do is we will get on the same page here, see kind of how our garage sale goes here.
Yeah, because I got about a bin full of purses still, and then some of the video games, some of the DVDs, some of I bought, so that guy that had the heart condition, he gave me a lot of wrestling things. A lot of them weren't really that valuable,
Okay.
but it was part of the deal to help him out. So, I have a lot of dollar type generic wrestling DVDs and some books and things that,
You had some stuff.
I had some stuff. I could fill a table.
That's good.
I don't know what we did with clothes. I think I gave most of that away. Selling. Just you know how things are. So
Yeah.
it's kind of nice. If nothing else, it gets you away for an afternoon. It makes you feel productive.
Got some lunch money.
Got me a little jingle jangle. Now I can take that money, go invest it in other things, and hopefully make some money down the road.
Let's just say, we've kind of been doing our journey here. We started this a year and a half ago. Really got into it with my wife and kids a while ago. You learn a lot. There's a lot of things, just like you're saying, like, why did I purchase that? I've got some room full of stuff that I didn't quite know what I was doing. Things sold better than other things. Now I've really gotten into what I like. My wife's still kind of hesitant on what she has, but now she has a lot of like decor and just different things that she has for the house that now she's ready to sell. So I learned that's the biggest thing, is learn and sell what you can and buy what you can and just make the world go round.
Well, that's the thing. Not everything. Once you get online, not everything's easy to ship, easy to fit into a a package. Some things might be more fragile, and you might get to the point where I don't want to try to ship or send that. That's fine. I mean, we all start, like we say, go out and get going. And I mean, you might be stuck with some stuff that you thought was going to sell and just isn't. You want to get rid of, or stuff that's just awkward and you don't want to play the shipping game with. Have a yard sale, have a garage sale, burn it out, clear some space, and make a little. I mean, you're not going to make eBay money. That's the problem. You go to some yard sales and everyone hates it when they have the printout of currently on eBay cost, and it's like, get out of here. No one's going to pay you $200 for this bench.
Just not going to happen.
So, or this, whatever. This video game goes for $30 on eBay. Well, then go buy it off eBay, because I guarantee yard sales aren't taking 30-day returns and things like that. And so, you're going to sell it for $5 instead of $30, and the guy might go try to flip it, and that's just the game, but sometimes you're on the other side of the game, so.
Just get rid of it.
And most of it you've listed and it hasn't went anyway, so it's not going to sell. I mean,
it's been dead for a while. So, well, man, you're just full of good information. A boot sale, huh?
A boot sale.
So I know you've taken some journeys outside of the country.
The four corners of the.
I've seen several Tijuana pictures. I know you've been to Canada, get you some poutine.
Never done me a Tijuana yard sale. That just sounds funny to me.
Well, they used to be different. I mean, when I was a kid, you go get your jumping beans and your chitlins, your candies.
I think chitlins are something different. I think that's a southern delicacy. I think you're thinking chiclets.
Yeah, chiclets. There you go, chiclets. I don't know. Well, travel's totally different now. But did you go to a yardie when you hit Canada?
No. I mean, I didn't. I don't know if they have them or not. And Canada does have thrift stores. I've seen plenty, and there's people that sell from Canada on eBay. We got listeners and all that. So they might be a little more Americanized than the rest of the world. They don't want to hear that. But over in Europe especially, I mean, there's flea markets, and there's things where people do sell things. I think we've mentioned it before. If you go over to England and you say, I got this really old thing, it's 200 years old, they look at you like you're, been smoking the crack, because over there, really old is nothing. That's a new structure. So they do boot sales and things, but a lot of their thrift stores, charity shops, as they call them over there, are just really small, and it's not. I mean, here we have, and even when I say this, we have Walmart-sized buildings. I don't know if there's Walmart-sized buildings other places too. They just get transformed into thrift stores full of stuff.
Just random stuff.
Which is why we're in business, right? This is why eBay works. This is why reselling works, is that people just get bored of things or just don't care. And as we've talked about before, we're willing to throw away, something worth $30 or $40 without even hesitating. So that's a nice thing as far as sourcing goes. If you live outside the country, it is a little harder to source or find things unless you're really in especially niches. And I mean, obviously there's things you can buy outside the USA that you can sell to the USA all day, whether it's people that lived in Canada that want certain items or other places in the world that they can't buy here, or vice versa. But it's just, I mean, this is where I'm kind of getting excited with the cards, and I've talked to you a little bit about this. I'm going to spoil, I guess, some of your milk now that Gary spoiled my milk.
Well, let's hit that after the break.
Oh, well, there's no use waiting over spilled milk. You're crying over spilled milk.
Well,
there's no use breaking over spilled milk, Adam.
No, I just want to capture the moment here, recoup. Very excited to hear about what you're doing. I'm always treasure troving. I didn't realize how many other opportunities or things that you can get graded. What I mean by that is there's different levels, and we talked about it a little bit last week of sending something into PSA or Beckett. But I'm looking here at this other website, which I'll just give them a little shout out, fourshotcorners.com. You can get these are some old original drawings from 1930 from Pinocchio. From Disney things, just different currencies that are graded and all these different things that aren't necessarily card related. Elvis Presley stuff. So
you're familiar with our buddy Willie Nelson.
I do know Willie.
You've heard, if you got the money, honey, I got the time.
Okay.
If you got the money, they'll grade it for you.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
So we'll come back after the break and hit your Gary Vee story.
Adam, our friends over at Sellhound have outdone themselves. They're giving the DeathPiles and Taxes listeners an opportunity of a lifetime.
They're going to help us make some money, get rid of that death pile, get your items listed because you can't sell out of an empty wagon.
Man, sell all that you got, kill that death pile. When you go over to sell Hound, use promo code, capital letters, DeathPiles25 to save 25% off of their service.
And get out there and start making some money.
Adam, if we've learned anything the last couple months, is that we've been paying too much for things. People are looking to save money. That's where our friends over at Visible Mobile come in. People are paying crazy amounts for cell phone service, and they just realized how much money is going out that door. Go over and check out visiblemobile.com. Look at their plans. Look at what they have to offer. If you like it, remember it was us at Death Piles and Taxes that sent you. You're going to want to use our promo code BVWVQ. They got specials all day long. Just go see what they have, and if it works for you.
Well, great. It's because I have a cell phone and I need to pay less money. We're back for the second half of Death Piles and Taxes.
Can I go now, Adam? Can I go? I got stories.
Share us your story of your buddy Gary V.
Before I get to that, I forgot to mention, I said that my wife said you can't make him for that price. And about the yard sale, I never told the full story. So I know there's at least 2 people right now listening that think, what can we make for that price?
And what can't you make?
What was Derek referencing?
Purses?
Why don't you just tell the whole story for me?
I'm sorry.
Why don't you just, 2020's been tough enough, Adam. I don't need you in here just
don't ask me to cancel the show because I hurt your feelings.
well, it's not going to be canceled. We're just done. It's not going to be a cancellation. It's just going to be, I'm just going to stop showing up.
I figured I'd get fired because I said something offensive.
I can't fire you from showing up at your own building.
Okay.
Well, if I was a stockholder and I own a majority share, let's talk about some things after the show here. That might be worth doing.
Geez.
So, no, exactly. You're exactly right. You're a very smart man.
I appreciate
So the lady that was negotiating and then wanted all the purses for $3, Holly looks over at me and we're just kind of getting annoyed because it's like, they're brand new. Like, they're brand new. I've sold plenty for $20 when I was just ready to clear house.
Yeah.
$10, $5. She's saying $3. I was just like, you can't even make them for that.
You can't make purses for that.
And then it's something that I like because it doesn't matter what you're doing in life. If it gets too tough or whatever,
Yeah.
you go to McDonald's because you can't make a hamburger for 59 cents out of them. You just can't do
No,
it.
you can't. I mean, which, by the way, love the new grocery store. I know we've talked about it in the past. I've walked there several times. I just want to go over, if you set your mind to something, I promise you can do it. What I mean by that is I walked over 10,000 steps every day for the month of June, which, for some people like, oh, geez, walk 5 miles a day, big whoop-de-doo.
Whoopity-woo.
Whoopity-woo. I know you do that every single day.
Twit-twoo. Unfortunately, I do.
No, not unfortunate. It keeps you young,
Well, it
fit,
doesn't seem
in
to-
shape,
I'm in a certain shape, yes.
round. I'm
It's
just
shape.
I'm just saying that for me, I sit at a desk most of my day. I had to go out of my way to make sure that I got that many steps. I gave up the dew for over a month. I was just trying to, show
Just
myself.
cleansing. Just having a little cleanse.
Trying to do it. I was able to slim down a few pounds. My wife's convinced that because I was doing so much walking, I was building a little muscle, which I'm still not quite believing that.
A little endurance for you.
A little endurance, get ready. I'm gonna go hike the mountain with my father-in-law. I'm gonna go to the top of the Nebo. Pretty big hike.
It's probably making his day.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for that. But I'm just saying, if you put your mind to something, you can do it.
And with this, we'd be with selling. Now, I talked about Mr. Vanderchuck telling people to buy the older wrestling cards and how that was encroaching on me and Painter's Lane a little bit.
Yes.
And keep the wolves at bay, as I like to say. Adam has been buying up these soccer cards. Now and we were talking internationally. Now Adam's gonna want me to shut up and keep the wolves at bay. But as we were looking, he's been buying a lot, and as everyone knows, soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, internationally is the #1 global sport in the world.
Yes.
And there's very few cards that exist that are graded of these athletes.
Not many at all.
Now, there's people around the world that collect these cards, where the hitch comes in the giddy up is to get things graded. You got to send it into America. It's expensive. If you add international shipping, return shipping, that can become a barrier to entry or cost prohibitive to be able to make money.
Okay.
What Adam's trying to do or thinking about doing a couple weeks ago, I haven't touched base with him in the 20 minutes we've been here, is he was going to start grading some of his soccer cards and then he'd sell them on eBay, which would be to an international audience. We've looked in some of the eBay
Global shipping, we've looked
UK,
at EU,
Germany.
Australia.
So he's going to be able to own a market, so to speak, and it'll be a good market because it's a very popular sport, and people will want. Allegedly, what we're hoping or thinking is people will want these cards graded because it proves the authenticity, the value, like we've talked about before in previous podcasts. So that was the secret I was giving out, is that if you want to get on a fast-moving train with the popularity of what we're seeing with sports, what we're seeing with grading cards, the prices are raising because they can't keep up with the volume due to demand on all the platforms. So if you're one that has a mind or knowledge of soccer, I'm not talking necessarily the American soccer as far as, what's that called? The league that's here in America.
The MLS.
The MLS, probably not. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but that's probably not where your money's going to be at or the best return. If you get into the Premier Leagues and some of the, the Brazil, the Central America, the Mexico leagues, figure out who the big stars are and start getting those things graded, you're going to have potentially the only cards that exist.
Correct.
And there's going to be a demand for these stars because that's just how it works. So you could potentially be a big fish in a small pond.
That's a way to go.
And then you just collect all the money. If that's something you're interested in.
Just rake it in.
So that was Adam's secret that I'm giving out to everybody that's listening to Death Piles and Taxes this far for free.
I hope that you do, because like I said, the market is not a lot there. I'm looking on Mercari right now. It's definitely, there's some interesting ways to do things.
And I think, Adam talks about Star Wars or Elvis Presley or Gene Simmons cards. And there's fans for that, and there's obviously people that collect Americana type items or that kind of thing. But there's a lot bigger pool out there if you want to get into it. Now the other things, if you're going to get into it, you have to get into it. You can't kind of go dip a toe in.
So you skirted around it. You're leading us on. What does that have to do with Gary Vee?
Gary Vee was telling people to come and buy wrestling cards. That's being Painter's jurisdiction. We don't want his people over there saturating our market that we've been working so hard for, and he can just keep those hundreds of millions of people off somewhere else. So I'm saying that they should go buy soccer cards from you and ruin your market, not me and Mike's.
Well, I figure it'd be a good thing because he's telling them to buy soccer. You guys have the knowledge. He's just giving you more buyers for items you already have.
But for example, I was able to go buy my Rocky Maivia cards for, under $20 about a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And now those same cards people are asking $200-$300 for ungraded.
Well,
so the demand is getting up and there's more people looking, which makes it harder for me to get what I want.
Well, that should mean the items that you do have, you can sell, instead of selling them for $40-$50, now you can sell them for $200 or $300.
Which is great. However, I want to be able to replenish that pool.
Oh, so you want to always be able to buy low and sell high. I understand that.
Bingo.
Yes, okay. Sure.
So that's where my beef comes with Mr. Vanderchuck.
That's why, going back, I'm sure you bought as many as you did, which I'm going to go full disclosure. I went ahead and bought, 74 Bill Belichick rookie cards.
Bill Belichick is a NFL football coach. I bought 74 coach rookie cards.
Rookie cards. So I found a large lot of cards because I figured I want to be that guy. I think I got them for like $2 a card. I don't even think it was $2 a card. So they're the ones that get graded. But if you could have, went back 2.5 months ago, bought those Rocky Maivia cards for $20-$30. Bought a huge lot of them and now sold them for that price. I guess that's kind of that's the hope and the dream.
That's where I'm trying to be, and I gave him a little bit of a hard time when he bought those and said, I don't know who was gutsier, the guy that had 75 Belichick cards that he was going to sell and put those all together and put them up online, or Adam for taking that risk. But
hey, well, we'll give it a shot, man. I'm learning, and at least I'm learning.
It doesn't hurt to learn.
No.
Hey, can I follow up a little bit with a post office? So I've took a couple days off work, and I've been trying to enjoy myself. I've learned that I can't just relax and do nothing most days. Today I've had the day off, but I spent 3 to 4 hours involved with the post office.
Today again?
Today.
Well, this was Thursday and you were having some issues, or Friday, whatever. I was going to come help you out.
So I think we talked about the shoe return on the previous podcast. I'm pretty sure we touched base with that a little bit. I've been trying well, what happened is, now here's the real crux, folks. I might get a little upset and I might say some things that aren't as necessarily PG friendly as our show tends to be.
Now, hold on. Go back to the first part of this episode. We want to talk about, treating people, customer service. You said this thing.
Yes, that's the same. Post office needs to get better customer service.
Okay, sorry.
They need to treat me better. So, I had these shoes. I think we talked about it. They got returned. They were damaged, and I've been told that I packaged them too well. I've had problems in the past with my post office. General manager, I don't know what his name is, postmaster, which sounds like, I mean, in the wave of what's going on in the country, I think postmaster needs to be replaced with like post office manager. It just sounds like stupid.
Okay.
And well, we're rechanging and renaming things. Postmaster, because then you got postmaster general, postmaster emeritus. I've been looking up online to see where I need to go above and above. I've had problems with my postmaster before. If you go back in the archives, we talk about it, and he's never quite came around. I've been pleasant with him, and these shoes cost $1,400.
Okay.
I opened up a return. Well, I opened up a claims case with them, and they said, okay, filled out the online form, talked about all that. I had to take them into the post office for inspection. So I take them in there. He's not there. I have them take it. They sign a piece of paper for me, make a copy of things, stamp date. I come back in a couple days, and the clerk is just saying, yeah, we're not going to be able to do nothing for you. Might as well take it. And I'm like, oh, no, that's not how this works. Yeah, but he's saying that we can't do nothing. I said, well, where is he? Oh, he's not here. Well, where is he?
He's never here.
He's never here when you're here. He doesn't want to deal with you. Yeah, he's out for a little bit. I said, well, he needs to call me. I left all my contact information. I've left my phone number. I'm not a hard guy to get a hold of. I'll come down here. I'll schedule a meeting. Yeah, we'll let him know. So I go back about 2 or 3 days later, and I said, hey, this guy still hasn't called me. And they said, yeah, he's just saying you might as well take these. I'm not going to be able to refund it. Or I say refund, but I mean insurance claim. And in the meantime, I've given back the guy on eBay his money. I'm talking to the guys on eBay, and they're telling me to go ahead and open up like a mail fraud thing and get the police involved, which I don't really want to do.
No.
For everyone, that's a pain. But I do have pictures of before and after. And anyways, then the lady says something to the effect of, oh, he thinks you damaged them because they were packaged too well, so you must have damaged them before you shipped them and still ship them. And then the guy gets them and returns them because they're damaged. And I said, oh, he's saying I did that? And she said, well, that's what he said, except for I need to start just recording conversations I have. I said, well, he needs to say that to me because that would be mail fraud. He's alleging me of committing mail fraud. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
For $1,400. I said, this is the first claim I filed, like 5,000 transactions I've had on eBay. And she looked real confused and said, this is your first claim? Because I'm sure this guy's been saying some things that haven't been that great about me.
Yeah.
And so, because we've had beef. And so he won't meet with me. So I go back in a week later, and this was like first of this weekend, and I told this lady, I know you don't want to see me anymore, let me see you, but I need to have something resolved. And she goes, oh, he's not here. And I said, okay, well, who's in charge? If he's not here, who's in charge? And she said, well, this lady, he gave me this lady's name, and she'll be here on Monday. And I thought, well, lucky for you, I'm off on Monday.
Yes.
But I did want to say that this man, our postmaster's, I don't know if I can say this or not, so maybe I'll have to edit this out, but his nuts would not fit in a thimble, Adam. That's how cowardly this guy is. That's how I feel about it.
Keep it in there.
So, just meet with me, just talk with me, right?
Tell you what's going on.
So, I come back in today, the lady is there, and she does talk to me, and I explain everything, she kind of explains their way. I said, well, if it's packaged too well, that should not be a detriment.
Yeah.
And she files some other paperwork, and she's like, okay, we'll do our part and push it through. Well, apparently there was another step that he was not willing even to go and take that she's doing. If it does get declined, I had to call in the 800 number. I've talked to customer support. And that's the problem with post offices like the IRS. When you try to get somebody on hold, you sit there for hours, get them to call back, and you have to explain your story, and everyone's like, $1,400 for tennis shoes. I'm like, well, they're John Stockton signed Dream Team Olympic Barcelona shoes, not necessarily tennis shoes. And the lady was kind of looking at the report, and she's like, well, what even got damaged? Like, this guy got scuffed up a little bit. I don't know what he wrote on the first report. I'm like, you got him right there.
Yeah.
The soles were pulverized. They were gone. Well, how could that have happened? I said, I don't know. I packaged them. I gave them to you. I don't know if they fell off a semi-truck.
Yeah.
I don't know if the guy got them and took a jackhammer to them.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, you packaged it. This is very good packaging. We didn't damage the box. I didn't put an insurance claim on the box. And I said, why do I pay the insurance if I can't file a claim? And, I get that they're kind of in a tough spot sometimes themselves, but the customer service there with our post office, getting good. If you're selling on eBay, getting good with your post office. I did not, and I've been jumping through hoops ever since. Even when I brought in some stuff, I had somebody say to me once, oh, you're Derek Everett. Yes, I am.
Yeah, you were that guy.
So anyways, Mr. Thimble, I have no respect for him, and heaven forbid I ever see him not shut up. I don't need to incriminate myself. Not a fan of him. If he'd even meet with me, just tell me face to face, at least, I'm not going to blow up. I'm pretty calm.
You just need to know what's going on.
I just need to have the interaction, and when I leave my name and phone number, and this is, I think, the third time that I've had him refuse to call me over discrepancy.
Yeah.
One time he yelled at my wife and told her that they wouldn't take my packages anymore because I shipped too much, which was a big problem for the post offices. I was giving them too much business.
Yes.
So then I had to go in. I did get a little heated at that point because he called my wife a liar. And ever since then, it's been touch and go. But I thought we were good. He gave me a formal apology on that one. And I have been Googling. So here's the problem. So now I have to know who's ahead of him, So I got my mass email. If this does come down as declined, I have to go World War III.
Have you tried maybe throwing this out in one of the groups? Put it on one of the Facebook groups that we're a part of.
I haven't because there's a lot to have to detail. I mean, you have to detail the first why he doesn't like you, the previous transaction, then this transaction, and
not
then.
really even talking about that, but just talking about insurance claim issues.
Yeah, I probably should. The problem, and this is what happened when I called Blade on the phone, they haven't officially declined it yet. So to even appeal and go down the second road, even though they say they're going to decline it, they've offered to give me back my stuff, which they weren't supposed to do. Now I found out, which I knew not to take it because once you take it, you're accepting everything's over, you're gone. So now it's still in that process. I guess there's an outside shot that everything goes through and I get the money back, which I'm just trying to break. It's hard that you're doing this to break even.
Yeah.
I also found a little hack yesterday on my Whirlwind Tours, which is a whole other sourcing adventure, but you can't get eBay on the phone, although Derek found out a way to get eBay on the phone.
That doesn't surprise me.
So if you go to your eBay, here's a for listening to that story, here's a little trick for everybody that needs customer service from eBay.
Okay.
If you go on your app, and let me bring it up right now so I can do it live time, just so I don't miss any steps, and it will take a little time because I'm doing this as we talk, and apparently my phone doesn't want to unlock for me, which is how it works on the podcast as well. Go to your eBay app,
Okay.
and when you open it, and you're going to wait for it to load as we're waiting for it to load here.
Question before you get into that. Your recently viewed. What do you have in your recently viewed right there at the top?
Recently viewed item, I have World Wrestling Federation Trivia Game 1998 complete. 1991 Sting, WCW hologram card. Then here's the one that really just chaps me. The Rock BSA 9 1997 Cardinal WWE card, which they're asking $3,120 for.
Whoa.
I gladly sold that for $250. That was a PSA 10. A bunch of wrestling type items.
Wrestling. I've got some Manny Ramirez rookie cards, Jason Garrett World League.
I saw you were getting that World League.
Rookie cards, just different Pedro Martinez, some O.J. Simpson Pogs.
Okay. So go to my eBay,
Okay.
and then there's going to be a section down there that says help.
All right.
Hit
There.
Hit the help and contact, right?
Okay.
Now, well, that's coming up, and it's going to say, what can we help you with? Scroll, scroll, scroll,
All the way down the bottom.
all the way down to the bottom.
Contact us.
Us.
Okay.
And then you're buying, you're selling. I'm a seller.
All right.
So
This is just how it works sometimes.
selling.
You got to figure it out as you go.
But you'll get on here, and you'll get option that will say, have us call you.
Have us call you, huh?
And they'll still call you. So I'm going to be selling. Yesterday was something on request of a return, so we'll do that, handle the return request. And then it has these articles. You kind of scroll down, it says, other options for you, have us call you.
Wow.
And if you have them call you, right now this is a 24-minute wait time, but that way they will call you. And if you have any kind of problems, whether you're buying or selling, and you want to talk to somebody, because usually that's how you can get things resolved a little better. Right now with COVID and everything, the call centers are down. I think these people are working at home. There's a limited number of these people. But I was trying to figure out, because I wanted to do a partial refund, but I had eBay look in to investigate. There was a whole mess with these shoes because they got more damage when they were returned. So the full issue refund got returned to this guy, which, whatever. I'm contacting them because I'm like, hey, these got more damaged. I'm out $1,400. The post office is doing all this. What can we do?
Yeah.
So when you're trying to do that via Skype, or not even Skype, but even like, on eBay, you can do it with eBay for Business or on Twitter, and you're trying to direct message and stuff. It just doesn't flow as good as when you talk to somebody. I wasn't getting results or the satisfaction. Even if the answer is no, I just want it to be concise and why it's no.
Yeah.
So I was able to do that while I was on my gallivanting yesterday. They called me back. I explained everything. They're opening up a appeals process. So.
Good for you.
So if you're trying to get a hold of somebody at eBay and you haven't been able to do it, there's your little secret.
They'll call you back. Don't call me, we'll call you.
Which is nice, because then you can go about doing whatever you're doing. You get the phone call, you don't have to wait on hold.
I know we you're always full of good knowledge, giving us a couple things. It's tax time. It's wrapping up here. We've got T-minus less than 10 days to go. People are coming out of the woodwork like crazy. Clients that, they've fallen off the earth. Hey man, can I get in? I can get in, which is great for me. So we're gonna have a busy week.
That's good.
We got a lot to get caught up on. A lot of money to be made here in the next couple of weeks. I got to mentally get myself back in the game like it's April, not July. So.
Which is that's kind of nice this year, I guess, as far as things go. You're used to having everything be done by now.
Yeah.
And you're living off the fat of the land. Right now you're still reaping.
We're still in the fields harvesting, as they say. So we've got a couple more week and a half to get some things done. I really want to do it, and I think we're going to take a little time off. We still haven't done that yet. Maybe take a few days off that I am not doing anything tax related. Going to get your mind back to where it needs to be. But get your taxes done. If you haven't done it yet, get your taxes done. Also, a good thing is you're halfway through the year. I know you always talk about your eBay supplies, your store. That's open for the new quarter. But also being halfway through your, make sure you're doing well with keeping track of all your items. How much money you've made, how much money you've spent. That way you're not so behind the eight ball coming into the year.
Yeah, I know we talk a lot about cards here lately, but for resellers, it doesn't matter if you're selling baseball cards or you're selling,
purses or
vintage art pieces or whatever. It's items, it's inventory, it's things. So
it's stuff.
Be able to keep sourcing and find your reliable sources. That's the secret to things, is just being able to keep that wagon full.
That's what Granny always says, keep that wagon full.
And so we're at halftime. You're making your half-year adjustments. Baseball season, the minor leagues just got canceled. Everything. I know our buddy Waddy, secret from last year, was going to all these games, and if you'd walk in, you'd get the promotional things, and he was able to flip those.
Yeah.
I don't know this year if that's going to happen as much. If baseball's even going to go. They're saying the NBA is going to go again, but we'll see. It's really weird where we're focused mainly on sports stuff. A lot of that's on hold, and I don't know. I don't know if video games are being released as much because people working together. It's going to be a really weird year as far as those things. But I do think during the holiday season, and this is one thing Adam's reminding everybody of, get ready for it now. We're kind of hitting the summer slowdown, but it hasn't hit like it usually has. So I think people's minds are on things. There's not so much the back to school focus for shopping and stuff because people are in limbo whether they're going or not. There's going to come a point when people have to do their holiday shopping. It's going to kind of hit them. Large groups of people, even at that point, the way it's looking, there's not going to be a vaccine. I don't think as many people are going to be opting to go out Black Friday shopping, large crowds of people shopping.
A lot of cyber money.
They're going to be
stuff.
coming online. They're going to be coming to stores. So if you can start sourcing things that you think are going to sell for the holidays and getting ready now when that big push comes, you're not going to be caught with your pants down, so to speak. You're going to have plenty of items to sell. I know they've talked about a second stimulus. I don't know if that's happening or not, but we know with the first one, that brought a lot of people to the yard.
A lot of people bought stuff online.
So you can't really prepare for that as far as don't rely on that, but get your store ready so that if Christmas hits, if people start buying Christmas early, if a stimulus check comes through, whatever you're selling is there for people to buy.
Get ready. Fill that wagon.
And that's Derek's quick tip for listening to me. Buy those Monopoly games, but take out the thimbles. Send them to my post office master.
Well, that being said, there are two things in life that are certain, Derek.
Those would be DeathPiles and
Taxes.